G'day guys and welcome back to your English Aussie. Game week 25, here we go. 24 was a huge double game week. Looks like a lot of people that ended up playing their triple captain came out of the winners in game week 24. Those that use the assistant manager, mostly good results, and it looks like game week 25 and 26 will really tell all for what the best decision was. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you stick with me. I'll keep giving you all the best advice each week. Morning Saku, head spinning on what to do with Ndai injured and no Villa for their double game week. Also, if I should triple captain, benching and any transfers needed. Alright mate, I think that's a great place to start, and we'll jump straight onto your team. Let's put you on the screen here. One, 3, 8, 9, 3, 2, 2. $107 points last week. Green arrow. It's a good start. Sorry for the yawn. It's 3 AM here. Just woke up to do the stream. Got to have a think about what to do with my team. Omar, what teams are blanking on game week 29? That would be Liverpool, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and Newcastle for the teams who are banking in 29. It's basically the teams that made the Carabao Cup final. So it's Liverpool and Newcastle who play off against each other, and the teams that they play against, which are Villa and Crystal Palace. So that Liverpool versus Villa match in 29 is being played this week in game week 25 in the double, and the Newcastle v Crystal Palace one will be being rearranged, and we're not quite sure what game week yet. I think likely to be 31, 32, 33, something like that. Morning Niels, hey mate, nice to see you. What's the time there? 5 AM. Oof. Must have the early shift with the kids. I think that just take you off screen there, Suku. Sorry mate, I think that did. Apologies. How was your game week 2024, Niels? Alright, Suku, so what to do with Ndai? Well, Ndai looks like, what's your thoughts over on Nwaneri over Dango's need funds for AM chip? Not a big fan of that move. What would you be looking to do to then bring Nwaneri over Dango? I definitely like Dango actually this week. I think he could be a nice option. Yeah, so sorry, Sasuke mate. So yeah, it does look like Ndai's out this week. So for me, it is a sell. I would obviously be looking to bring someone else in that forward line. It was said that it is like a knee ligament injury for Ndai, so that is a while that if he will be out for, if that's the case. So yeah, let's look at how much you've got. So you've got 0.1 mil in the bank. You'll have 2 free transfers, I'm assuming. Or you may made the 2, you won't have any. That will be difficult then. So, do you have a bench to play? I think that's okay actually. You've got Semenyo on the bench, so you could easily be bringing in playing Semenyo, bench and die for this week, roll your transfer, and then game week 26 look to use 2 transfers to move him out. And I think it's a difficult one now because there's not a lot of great striker options. So from that game week onwards for you, not too easy. And it is potentially someone like a GAKPO that does catch my eye there. Omar Salazar, GAKPO to Watkins for -4. Yeah, I don't think so. You got the same issues with GAKPO and Watkins, Omar. You sort of got, they're both potentially not going to play both games in this game week. So for me, definitely not worth it for a -4. Especially considering they're likely to play the second game against each other. Niels need funds to move to Emery and then again next game week, as I will only have 1 free transfer next game week. Who do you have as your AM this week, Niels? You went Moyes, did you? Did you go Moyes last week against my advice? He did get more points than Slot in the end, but it was due to that very fortunate 98th minute equaliser from Tarkowski. Sometimes crazy things. Yeah, so you're looking to move. I guess that's the way to go then, right? Moving to Emery for you. Look, I'd still obviously prefer Slot, but if you can't get there, might be worth just like chucking your team up, mate. It might be a bit easy for me to look through. I can't remember your team ID, but chuck it in the chat. We'll put it up after Suku. Hossam, hi mate, welcome back. Use my 2 free transfers, Emery and Clive instead of Moyes and Gordon. Nice mate, we'll get you up in a second. Yeah, I think you can roll Suku, mate. I think Ndai is not the end of the world. I think you put Semenyo in that starting 11 there. I'd move Mikolenko out. I'd probably bring Kirkez in versus Southampton. So I'd go Virgil, Gabriel, Kirkez, and Bumo, Palmer, Salah, Diaz, Semenyo, Isaac, Cunha. Bench Aina and Dai, Mikolenko. And then goalkeeper. I mean, either way, that's pretty bad. Take your pick of the bunch, I think. Suku. Alright guys, so Hossam, let's put you up. Niels, you got your team ID, mate? Be good to talk through your team. I'm hoping, guys, that next week my new microphone comes in and I can upgrade the sound from my channel. Should I triple captain Salah as well, Suku? Yeah, mate, I think definitely triple captain Salah this week. I think it's, if you haven't used your triple captain, 25 is the best week to triple captain for the rest of the season. I would definitely triple captain on Salah. if you watched, I assume you probably didn't watch my video on chip strategy in that case, but I did talk about like best weeks to use all the chips. So if you haven't watched that, flick over, give that a quick watch. Should help you come to a decision on that. That'd be good as I'm a little low on volume compared to others. Yeah, I know. Look, it's slow. It's a slow improvement process for me for this channel. Like I'm always trying to make things better for you guys. But yeah, it just takes a little bit of time sometimes with certain things to improve. So yeah, the sound's one thing I've definitely been working on. Like I obviously purchased a new mic, audio interface, and that sort of stuff. And I will hopefully next week, if not the week after, have things up and running. No problem, Slicky. Yeah, 3 AM is a nasty one. Hernanda Wikaksono? Wissa or Wood? Wood for me. Play Mateta or Isaac? I mean, Isaac for sure. Video streaming better, yeah, improved the streaming so far, and it was getting there. Everything's slowly improving, mate. Hossam, so use your 2 free transfers. Emery and Clive instead of Moyes and Gordon. So yep, so Sells in goal. Dina, Trent, Gabriel at the back. Midfield, Gordon's fit for this week, so Palmer, Salah, Gordon, Rodgers. Ooh. Ahmad, Wood, Gakpo, Wood, Isaac with Ahmad on the bench. Ahmad on the bench against Tottenham. Yeah, look, I would say that's where I would go, but I would say you should make a choice between whether you want to bench Ahmad or Chris Wood, and the only reason I am benching Ahmad currently is because I got absolutely murked by Chris Wood last week. He was first on my bench and got 17 points, so that's probably just like an inwards trigger from last week that I need to remember to like not take too seriously, but yeah, I'd say it's between Ahmad and Chris Wood for first on your bench, and then Robinson and Fairs. What do I think about triple captain on Salah? I would definitely triple captain Salah this week, Hernanda. If you have got your triple captain chip left, this is the best week to play it. I did Andrew Adair. Isaac to Watkins for free, now fit. Already have Rodgers and triple Liverpool. Probably wouldn't do Isaac to Watkins. I think Isaac's in great form. Game against Manchester City is a good game week. To be honest, like Man City defensively, not amazing. Also, like Watkins is still a bit of a minutes risk. Mentioned that available for this game, but also you've got now Mallon and Rashford, both with sort of potential to take minutes off him. So yeah, not for me. Not for me. Sam sold Gordon for Clive. Oh, sorry, yeah, just switch that in then Clive in for Gordon. Same thing, same team I would go with, Sam. Did you have any other questions in there? Do you want like a captaincy discussion? Captain, obviously Salah. Oh, you're on AM already, so yeah, no biggie there.
bench Ahmad. Yeah, I would also bench Ahmad. Jack, bench Mbeumo or Wissa. I would bench Wissa just because Mbeumo is a penalty taker. That's what I'm doing this week. Niels, would you take out GAKPO to Raul to get slot for AM? Nah, not if I've... Oh, as in... I see what you're saying, yeah, because you're on AM already. GAKPO to Raul. What about Nkunku? GAKPO to Nkunku I would consider. Because now Nicholas Jackson obviously out for 6 to 8 weeks. Nkunku could be a super nice, like Gui is also out for Chelsea. So I would Nkunku someone that's definitely on my list of potential to bring in. I would definitely consider that if that gives you enough money. Oh yeah, sorry, Nkunku midfielder plays in front. Just because GAKPO is obviously forward, plays as a midfielder, and Nkunku midfielder plays as a forward. Yeah, there's not really any great forward options, eh? Not really any great forward options. Probably the next guy that'd be up on the block for me is Cunha, but he's probably a little bit too expensive. Doesn't really save you the money that you need. Where do you get the money from here? What's the plan? 5.6. So if you went Ahmad down to Dango, does that give you the money? That probably gives you the money only for Emery here. Doesn't quite give you the money for Slot. Is that right? Ahmad down to Dango. Oh, you might not even get that. You'd be 0.7. Okay. Yeah, I see your issue. What's GAKPO at the moment? 7.6. 0.1 mil short for Cunha. That's nasty. That's actually nasty. Because what Cunha is now 6.8. And you probably got a couple of mil tied up in GAKPO. Who else can you move? I mean, your other option's probably a bit more of a rogue option, but is to move on Mbeumo. And move Mbeumo out. I mean, Brentford's fixtures after 25-26, like, not amazing. But I'm guessing that you probably want to be moving sort of Liverpool, Newcastle, Palace assets towards game week 29. Villa, etc. Trent is the other option to move. But again, not a lot of nice defensive options that you're moving him for. Potentially consider an Arsenal double up. No, you've already got Rara and Gabriel actually. Yeah, I think the best thing I can see is move Trent out. You get the money back into your team. You can also go slot on AM as well, which sort of feels like the best option for your team, because GAKPO you can't really move to anybody. Even though I know that he's obviously a doubt for this game week. I mean, he'll probably play 1 out of 2. If he misses Wolves, he'll play Villa. And Villa are notoriously bad in the second half of a double game week. For example, when they've had those
Champions League games, they've been terrible backing them up. So probably, I think my best advice would be move Trent. I don't think he's essential going forwards anyway. The question is who you go to. Defensive fixture wise, I mean, Bournemouth have a couple of nice fixtures coming up. Villa have only lost once at home all season. Yeah, that doesn't mean they've been great though. They've also had like Palace, Southampton, United, all of these guys at home. Happy Valentine, bro. Thanks, Kentaro. You too, mate. I mean, if you think that strongly of Villa nils, then you got to go Emery as AM. Like, I think if that's your sort of thought process, then you can make that downgrade from like even GAKPO down to, if you go around that price point. Yeah, I think you have to make like a you'd make that GAKPO to even Raul. I don't love that. I just don't really like Raul as an option. Forward line. Most likely looking at Emery, we need funds against next game week. Yeah. What about Mbumo for like Nkunku in the midfield? How about something a little bit left field like that? That probably gets you quite a bit. Or even Mbumo to like a Clive or Dango. Like that sort of gives you all the money you got. All the money you need. And the other option, I think for me, like looking at your team, I honestly feel is the best way to go. I don't particularly love GAKPO to Raul. Nwaneri for Ahmad. I actually don't mind that. Given that Ahmad's sort of your fifth midfielder. And now obviously Arsenal have got everybody out, like Saka, Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, all out at the moment. There is a chance that Nwaneri does have those sort of minutes that you're looking at. Ice cold OG Jones, bench GAKPO and start Cliver. No, I'm sure you can bench some. I'd start Cliver. I'd probably start GAKPO as well. I know there's he's a doubt for this week, but I'm pretty sure you can find someone else to bench, mate, in your team. Let me know what the rest of your team is. Wallahi Billahi Talahi. Sick name. That's great. Bench 1, Isaac Mateo and Mbumo, Rogers, Wood. I mean, this is one of those situations where I'm sort of stuck in past mode. Looking at that objectively, I'd probably bench Wood. But I benched Wood last week and he was first on my bench and he got 17 points, so it's hard for me to say that. You don't think Rodgers will do good? Yeah, I mean, Rodgers has been stinking it up in the Premier League and scoring every time in all cup matches. But yeah, I think double game week you wouldn't want to bench him. Like, you'd rather bench Mateta or Wood, I think, in that situation. West Ham conceded quite a few goals lately, even under Potter. Isak, you want to play, especially against Man City, they're doing defensively shambolic. And Rodgers, you just even if he decides he doesn't want to pick up another yellow card, he's like guaranteed 4 points just for playing, right? Triple captain Salah or Isak game week 32. It's a bit far away, Akshat, mate. Like, we just don't know what's going to happen at that stage. I think wait and see what fixtures come out. There might be some other double game weeks in 31, 32, 33. I'm going back and forth with benching Rodgers or Matera. If that's your choice, I'd probably bench Matera. think like Everton have still been like reasonably good at the back. I know Moyes has changed it tactically so that their midfielders don't come back and defend as much. But like he's trying to push like sort of Ndiaye's etc. further up the field. But now they've got so many attacking injuries again, with Ndiaye being out, Calvert-Lewin being out, McNeil etc. They might settle into again that sort of more defensive style that they had under Sean Dyche until they find a spark. So yeah, I'd probably bench Mateta out of the two. I have Robinson, Isak and Hall on the bench. Should I use bench boost or triple captain Salah? In 25, I'd definitely triple captain Salah in 25. I think it's the best triple captaincy option for the rest of the season. Akshat, so yeah, I'd wait with the bench boost. Bench boost is something that I would definitely try to use in a double game week. You can really maximise the bench boost, and maybe you can even wildcard just right before it. I actually just did a like chip strategy video midweek. So if you haven't seen that, check it out, because I'll tell you what all the best weeks are to do to play all the chips. I think it's pretty good, gives you very detailed sort of explanation on stuff. I can probably go through chip strategy a little bit later on this stream, if we're not inundated with team IDs. Yeah, Niels, that's sort of my thoughts, mate, on yours. You can go GAKPO, but I don't love it. I probably like Ahmad Nwaneri the best. The problem being, are you able to manage your transfers through to 29? If you do that. Because if you move Trent out, that's sort of one of the transfers that you'd probably be making towards game week 29, when you probably just want Isak, Salah, maybe GAKPO as well. And then you probably want to be getting rid of Rodgers, getting rid of Trent, getting rid of Munoz. Those are the three you're probably moving. So that sort of Trent transfer maybe saves you a transfer further down the line. Probably doesn't do too much hurt for you this game week. And I mean, you could easily go for like a Bournemouth defender. Like they don't have, it's not the greatest from a defensive standpoint for their fixtures. And obviously defensively they've not been amazing, but I would say Kirkes, Hodgson, they've had some like good attacking threat. The fixtures are decent. They play in game week 29. Given that the other two options I sort of see are probably like Everton and Arsenal over this period, and you've already got three of those defenders. Yeah, I don't think there's too many other great options defender wise. Unless you want to go like Trent down to another Liverpool defender, like down to like a Canate. And then if you're going Emery. But I think if you went Trent down to like a Kirkes and go slot, I think that's probably, for me, I like that the most. That's probably where I'd go, Niels. I know that might not be what you're thinking, but I do think again this week slot is the best option for AM. I don't think Villa will get something out of that game, but if you think that Villa are going to get something out of that game, then you should obviously go Emery. Because I think like Liverpool to beat Wolves, Villa to beat Ipswich is likely. Kentaro, what's happening, mate? Have you got a team ID to chuck in? We can put your team up. I would say like I can even pull mine. This is sort of where what my team is looking like at the moment for this so far. And I think my transfer is most likely going to be Dango. Alright, let me put you up, mate. 95k. Taking me out now, have you, mate? My advice working for everyone but me. Danny Thurston. Bench GAKPO as he likely won't play against Wolves for Ahmad versus Tottenham. Still have Isak and Wood up top. Then Salah, Palmer, Kluivert and Bumo in midfield, or keep GAKPO in for Villa. So you're basically saying GAKPO for Ahmad. I wouldn't bench GAKPO. I wouldn't bench GAKPO. I think he'll be back for Villa. And there's a chance GAKPO could be fit. He said he picked up a knock, right? Slot sort of basically said, let's see how he is today. Alright, Kentaro, let's look at this team, mate. Alright, so you got... what do you say? So any transfers this week? Whoa, hang on. You took a -8, 5 transfers last week. That's wild. Obviously paid off for you. 133. Yeah, probably go Raya in goal for Arsenal over Pickford, which would be a tough call. But then Trent, Gabriel, Munoz, Mikalenko on the bench, Palmer and Bumo, Salah, Dango, nice. Enzo 4-pointer, that's interesting. And then Ndai, yeah, Mateta, Isak. So you probably... Any transfers this week, Kentaro? Taking -8 to bring Watkins in, already made 2 transfers. James Duffield, nah, definitely don't do that, mate. Watkins, like, yeah, he's available, but like might not start. They might start Mallon, they might start Rashford. How about Gordon, sell or keep? Depends who you're selling for. Like, I think Man City's a really good... Gordon's fit and available for this game week, by the way, he will play. Depends who you're selling it for. Like, I'm actually selling Gordon probably for Dango this week. But that's also with an eye on 29 and making sure that I can get 11 playing players in that game week. So yeah, definitely depends on who you're moving for. NJ official. Keeping Trangia, I think, Kentaro. Oh, keeping transfer, sorry. Yeah, fair enough. I think you just play Enzo then, don't you? I mean, you're probably between playing Enzo and Mikalenko, which is... I mean, really, either way. Yeah, so roll the transfer, then you got 2 next week. Who's your AM at the moment? Does it say? Oh, slot, yeah. Yeah, that probably works, because then next week you're going to have to use one of those transfers on slot. You don't want to like mess with your freeze, because you might need it. I think play Enzo. Yeah, I think that's where I'd go as well, mate. I think that's where I'd go as well. Bench Mikalenko, O'Shea and Dye. Nice team though. Yeah, I know. Enzo v Mikalenko is actually, I think it's actually quite a close call. Danny, do you have your team ID, mate? It'll be easier to look at your team if I can see the whole thing. But yeah, like I said, I probably wouldn't bench GAKPO. And especially for a United player in a single game week, like that is tough to call. I would not like to do that. Guys, if you do enjoy my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, Both of those things really help. Liking the video is going to be helping me today for the rest of the day to get more people into the channel, help it move forwards. Subscribing, obviously good for the future. If you've got lots of questions on chip strategy as well, like obviously I'll answer them in this live stream, but check out my latest video on chip strategy. I think it was a really good one, explains all the best weeks to use all the chips in. If you subscribe as well, you'll keep up to date with all the good content that will be coming out over the upcoming weeks. I think it's a bit of fresh air to some of the other content creators at the moment, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. FPL Wonder, hey mates. For Bruggen to Kepa or Jorgensen, I'm assuming that is. Yeah, I mean that's a tough one because obviously Chelsea keeper wise, you just don't know if they're gonna, like, I would obviously go Kepa over Jorgensen just because it's a much safer pick. Your team for bringing TAA, Munoz, Robinson, Eze, Palmer and Bumo, Salah, Marmoush, wow, Isaac Raul. Well, that's actually an interesting one, Marmoush. You think he's going to keep playing for C? I think he'll stay in that starting lineup or get exposed to some Pep roulette. 7 mil Marmoush. Interesting one. I think he's opened his account with a brace this weekend. It is. No, I really I really liked some of those different picks. Super interesting. Let me just have another look at his team. So TAA, Munoz, Robinson, cool. Graves and Fairs on the bench. Yeah, you need some help with that. Bench defenders. But they're both playing, I guess, so it's okay. Palmer and Bumo, Salah, Marmoush. Wait, Palmer and Bumo, Salah, Eze. Yeah, nice. Marmoush, Isaac Raul, Ahmed bench. Probably play Ahmad over Raul. Raul's got Forest at home. Great defence. Ahmad versus Tottenham. I know away, but Tottenham defensively, like you've seen how terrible they are. I think Am said that Van der Ven probably wouldn't risk him in the league this week. So that's another guy that's still not available for them, and like Ramirez still not fit. All of the others are like maybes. So yeah, I think for me I'd go Ahmad over Raul there, mate. That's probably my only change. And then yeah, if you're looking for a transfer, I'd probably go to Kepa. I'd say fixtures wise, Bournemouth, you got Southampton, Wolves the next 2 weeks, which are obviously good. Chelsea, Brighton, Aston Villa not as good, but then they got Southampton, Leicester after that. But then Chelsea's fixtures are Arsenal, Tottenham, Brentford after that, which is not that nice. Whereas Bournemouth sort of continues to be quite nice all the way through really to like game week 34, which is the same time where Chelsea's sort of fixtures also get a bit tougher. So I'd say you could easily hold Kepa through to the end of the season. I think about Pickford, but probably wouldn't go there. Yeah, I think Kepa's the way to go, mate. One random question: do you think 8 or 9 players from different teams is optimal, or should I just stick with first 11 with 6 or 7 teams max? I think it depends on where those players from the teams are. Obviously, you've got to think about your game week 29, right? So if you've got 6 or 7 teams and it's like 3 Liverpool, 3 Newcastle, maybe like a couple of Palace and like a couple of Villa, then like you obviously need to think about that because you're going to get to 29, you're not going to be able to get through it unless you free hit. So if you're not planning to free hit, which I think a lot of us are trying to get through game week 29 and save that free hit, and I'm even thinking now that you might be able to manage 34 and potentially that free hit might be able to be used on a small double somewhere else, but we'll see. I would say that, yeah, 6 or 7's fine if it's not heavily swayed to those teams that are blanking in 29 and you want to manoeuvre through that without the free hit, which I would recommend. So I think ultimately probably 8 or 9 is better from a... So then the other consideration is, like, I don't really like to double up on attackers, and definitely not triple up on attackers, just because of you kind of want to spread your risk across the game weeks. If you're looking for sort of an optimal strategy for FPL, unless it's a team that scores a lot of goals, it's tough to double up on attackers. So, for example, I'm okay with it from a Liverpool perspective. I'm just about okay with it from a Newcastle and a Brentford perspective, just because they score so many goals. But I think like the sort of double up on Mbeumo and Wissa probably hasn't worked that well for too many people. So yeah, for me, I think it's fine to have. If you're running through like game week 29 and you're okay. B, if you don't have too many attackers from the same team. I think if you've got like a defender and 2 attackers, that's probably fine. But if you've got like 3 attackers, then that's, I think, pushing the boat out too far. Like a few people used to have Enzo, Palmer and Jackson, which I've kept telling them that they needed to change. So yeah, I think for me, depends, but yeah, you got to sort of plan your team out towards that sort of game week 29 and make sure you avoid the triple up in attack. Cool. Yes, this is my team at the moment, guys. I'm probably looking, and please chuck your team IDs in the chat. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying my comments. If I've been helpful for you, please like the video. We've got now to like 1.2k subscribers, I think, or maybe 1.115. So on the push to 2k, and yeah, trying to grow these videos and get more and more people in. Obviously 3 a.m. for me, it's a bit rough waking up to do it, so I really appreciate all you guys that are here, all the comments, all the likes, all the subs, very much appreciate you guys. And hopefully next week we've got some more good news for the channel, and we've picked up enough watch hours, if not subscribers, to potentially start thinking about doing some merch, and maybe some giveaways as well. So that would be cool if we can start doing that over the next few weeks. But slowly, we're getting there. So yeah, I think at the moment, like what I'm looking to do for my own team is probably move Anthony Gordon, and probably that becomes Dango Atara. I think that makes the most sense to me. Like, again, I'm also looking towards game week 29 and thinking I'm looking to move those Newcastle players out. So I think it makes the most sense to try and move to Dango. Guys, any other team reviews, please chuck in the chat. Team IDs. Happy to talk through chip strategy with you guys as well. When to play them, what to use. But yeah, I think in the meantime I might make the move. To Dango. Just a 1 free transfer I've got. Obviously got to be careful because next week I'm going to have to transfer out a slot. And I kind of want to get to a stage I'd like to bring Cunha in as well. But I can probably wait on Cunha a little bit. Jack, bench Diaz or Wissa? As in Luis Diaz? Definitely bench Wissa. Diaz is doubling, probably plays both game weeks, especially if GAKPO misses out this week. against Wolves due to an injury. Kentaro, what do you think? -4 Pickford to Jorgensen and Enzo to Semenyo/Rogers. Again, not a fan of that, to be honest, mate. I'm generally not a fan of -4s. I'd also just keep Pickford. Like, can you go Enzo to Dango? Why don't you just go Enzo straight to Dango? I prefer Dango to Semenyo by far. I don't think Semenyo's finishing is very good at all for Bournemouth. And like you're seeing me right now bring Dango in my team. Clivert from Boomo. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that transfer at all, Brian. Hey mate, also, welcome back to the channel. I think I'm making this transfer. Because he's going to play the next 2 weeks for me. Roger's probably on the bench next week against Chelsea. Chris Wood just never getting benched again. You have Dango already. Oh, you want to double up on Bournemouth? Yeah, I wouldn't mind Enzo to Rogers. But the problem is obviously he's going to be blanking in 29. I don't like Semenyo. I wouldn't double up as a Semenyo and Dango. I think that doesn't look nice. Thinking of bringing Munoz from Hull and then deciding whether to use my second transfer and Clivert in for somebody or Emery for slot. Yeah, Brian, maybe think of somebody else of Munoz. Like even potentially like just because he's gonna also blank in game week 29. So if you're bringing him in for Hull, you're sort of bringing in one guy who's gonna blank for another guy who's gonna blank. That to me like feels like a bit of a dangerous option. I think, can you go someone else? Like, can you go to an Arsenal defender for Hull? I don't know. Or is that upwards? You don't want to go up that high. If not, can you go to like a Mikalenko? Everton have some reasonable ones. Chelsea, the only one I like really is Cucurella. Digne again, same issue. Like he's going to blank in 29. So yeah, you get the double this week, but then you lose him in 29. So yeah, Hodgson of Bournemouth, yeah, Hodgson and Kirkes have probably been my number one shouts to people this week. Just because Bournemouth, nice fixtures, like not amazing defensively, but next 2 game weeks they are. So that's probably where I'd go if I was looking to move for a defender. Sorry, Kentaro, I know I've never sort of finished your question, but I wouldn't do a -4 to move Pickford for Jorgensen anyway. I think Everton, like, they have alright fixtures over the next 5 weeks. Hodgson, I have Gabriel and Tarkowski. Yeah, okay, I think that makes sense then. The GOAT, sorry mate, I did see your question, I'll get to you. Who to buy, Semenyo and Bumo Otaro? Choice of 3, I'd probably go Dango Otaro. I'm planning to bring in Dango this week. I think Brentford's fixtures start to get like not as nice after the next 2 game weeks, mate, to be honest. Like they've got 2 nice ones over the next couple, and then yeah, it's just like Everton, Villa, Bournemouth, then Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal. Not amazing. Just worried about Munoz double digits. I mean, yeah, it definitely could happen, mate. Look, if you don't have to worry in 29 about your 11 players, like if you don't have like tons of Liverpool and Newcastle players, then feel free to bring in Munoz. Just think about your team structure towards 29, making sure you've got 11 playing players for that. Bryce, hey mate, welcome to the channel. Sorry, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Is your family all watching today? I can't remember. I said I can't remember the names, mate, so I really apologise. But I told you was it your brother or cousin to put his team ID in the chat this week? Got to get him on, supporting the South Africans. Nix, hi mate, is it worth taking a -4 to bring in Watkins for GAKPO? For me, no. I think you're going to have the same issues. Like, although Watkins, like they said, he's available, doesn't mean he's going to start. Like, they might start Mallon just because he's got a bit of a knock. or his minutes might get taken down a little bit. So yeah, I wouldn't. And there is a chance that GAKPO still starts. I know he's a doubt, but there is a chance that he still starts. Bryce needs some help. Have one free transfer. Has Sanchez and Fabianski scored 0 for GKs last week? Yeah, that is a nightmare. Pity that Wissa hasn't returned recently. Kept the faith in him with him ahead of Wood. Mate, Wood crucified me last week. Put him on the bench. Killed me. I actually think I genuinely wanted to cry for like the whole morning, because I would have had a great game week last week with Wood. Would have had 130 points if I'd have just played Wood. Crazy. Like, I made so many good decisions, and like that is like, you just can't expect that. Like, Wood hat trick against Brighton. Come on, man. Anyway, I'm obviously still hung up on it. You can hear me. That's why I genuinely probably would play Wissa this week otherwise. No worries, Nick. Bryce, mate, yeah, one free transfer. Sanchez, Fabianski scored 0. Can you chuck your team up on screen, Brycey? Your team ID. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know how much you have in the bank, but goalkeepers for me at the moment is probably like watching a show in my girlfriend's living room on Valentine's Day. She's not too impressed. Please give Josiah, yeah, he's 11, not too keen on FPL just yet. I remember, that's right. Bryce's girlfriend, please give Bryce a break. This is very important that he makes the correct decisions on FPL, and it's great for his mental health that he makes the right decisions. So if you give him a bit of leeway on Valentine's Day, I'm sure he will make it up to you by being in a better state for the rest of the week to help you out with stuff. So just let him make these decisions, and then he can get back to looking after you after that. Not in the bank, Bryce. Okay, so we're looking at best wingman ever. My wingman skills are unparalleled, mate. I had some great skills at uni. Unfortunately, that did mean that. Anyway, I won't mention some of the things that occurred. 4.7 mil. That's what we're looking on. All right, Brian, we'll get to you after, mate. Just give us a sec to have a think about this for Bryce. Alright, who is the best 4.7 mil goalkeeper to move for? Because really, like, you gotta move, haven't you? You gotta move. What have we got? 4.7. Henderson, Flecken, Kepa. Probably would go Kepa. Jose Sa. He's got like that starting role now. Look, mate, it'd probably be looking. I'd probably look at Kepa. I wouldn't want you to take a hit. So I think for longevity for the keeper, I think Kepa probably works best. The only other option that you could choose is you just go Areola at West Ham, and you know that one of them's going to play every week, and you just got like two cheap goalies. West Ham have been conceding goals under Potter though. That's what I'm sort of. It's tough to recommend that, but their fixtures over the rest of the season are like not that bad. Like, they're not amazing fixtures, but towards the back end, from probably like 33, they're actually like quite nice towards like right at the end of the season. West Ham over Bournemouth fans. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I prefer Kepa. I'm just trying to give you an option to think about. I prefer Kepa. I think the fixtures are nicer as well, all the way through to 34 for Kepa, and then yeah, you obviously got Arsenal, Villa, Man City, 35, 36, 37, which are not ideal. But again, at that sort of stage in the season, you never know what could be happening. So I think for me, the clear winner is probably Kepa in that 4.7 mil price point, mate. Lastly, keep Bruno. I mean, you're going to have to this week, and he's playing Tottenham, so it's fine. But why don't we revisit that next week? Because I think that you're going to have difficulty next week because you're obviously going to have to. You probably move your manager. I mean, you could easily play Liverpool against Man City for slot. But yeah, your transfer's probably going to end up being on slot. If it's not, then we'll revisit the Bruno situation next week. But definitely not worth getting rid of him against Tottenham, especially for a hit. But midfielders, there are a lot of options going on at the moment. I'd say one that has probably not been touted. I mean, I haven't watched any FPL YouTubers this week at all, but I imagine they haven't talked about it, is Nkunku at Chelsea. Now Jackson's out for like 6 to 8 weeks. Nkunku probably starts up front for Chelsea quite a lot. We'll see after this game week. He could be like a real nice pick in midfield, 5.7 million striker. And you could almost have Dango, Nkunku, Salah, all three like basically starting attacking, like very attacking midfielders. Like 2 number 9s, Salah, probably Palmer as well. Maybe even Mbeumo is the other one, and you've got like penalty, number 9 would be quite a nice 5 in the midfield. It's probably what I'm looking towards at the moment. Yeah, so I think keep Bruno for now, mate. I think he's still a nice pick. Guys, please remember, if you're still watching, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Brother, I have to be an outstanding boyfriend, spent unnecessary money on 3-course food. I'm going to buy a capper right now and lock it in. Yeah, see, he's looking after you. Bryce is a good bloke. He's looking after you. He just needs a little bit of time to lock in this Kepa transfer, get his head around that, be comfortable, and then we're rolling. Also, just thoughts on benchings. Are you starting Ramsey this week for Villa and going for sort of double game weekers? Bench and die, bench Burgess, and then between Robinson and Hall, I'd probably bench Hall over Robinson, if that helps, mate. Otherwise, have a great Valentine's Day. Enjoy, spoil your girlfriend, be nice to Bryce. He deserves it. Look at him, he's 670k. He's on the push for a top 100k finish here. There's not many of those in the world. Probably top 5% of blokes. I've stopped selling him now. You're already with him. You don't need me to sell him to you. Brian, let's talk about your team. Do you have your team ID, Brian? It's a little bit easier than looking at it on there. It'll probably be a bit easier to pull up and talk through. While I'm waiting for that response, just grab something on this side of the room. Apologies. I'm just sneakily looking for some team news as well in the meantime. I don't think there'll be any early team news, but yeah, Brian, if you have your if you have your team ID, can you chuck it in the chat and I can talk from that. It's a lot easier. Where's the team ID? Guys, if you don't know your team IDs, what you do is you go to like the normal fantasy football thing. You go to points, And then in your like website ID, which you can't see on here because I hide the top bit of the screen, it will have like fantasypremierleague.com/entry/ like 7-8 digits, and that 7-8 digits is your team ID. So like in the website, in the like www bit is where it will be. Does that help? You can't find it if you're on phone. You can't find it if you're on phone. Have to be on a laptop. Otherwise you have to like log in on the internet on your phone. If you're on the app, it doesn't come up. I haven't got an easy way of finding it on the app for you guys. For some reason, my phone has like disappeared off the face of the planet. Otherwise, mate, if you can't find it, I'll just do the team from here. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. But for some reason, I lost my phone and I'm panicking. It's alright. Never mind. Get back to business, Adam. Yeah, guys. Also, let me know like if you'd be interested in like your favourite team merch and stuff. Especially if you're in Australia, I think it'd be easier for me to deal with without shipping costs, so I can do it cheaper. But I'm thinking of like creating some of that stuff. Zambezi boys. Is that your team name? Are you in my league? Are you in my you're probably in my head-to-head league, hey? So I can find you through there. Malvin Kam Anang. You Malaysian, mate? Or Indo? We get a lot of like Indo-Malaysian that play. It's kind of cool. Bench Digne, double game week, or Munoz. Munoz, for sure. Don't think two times about it. Just do it. Jacob Fowler, Robinson to Hodgson and Moyes to Emery for a -4, or Robinson to Hodgson and Gakpo to Cunha and Moyes to Slot for a -8. Wow. Can you send me your team ID, Jacob? I reckon we can work out something even better. Nah, Cameroon! Yo, please stay on my channel. Man, that is great. I haven't got any Cameroon people before. That is dope, man. Welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. Should I free hit game week 25? It's attitude. Nah, please don't free hit. Please don't free hit. Jacob Fowler 763471. I'll pull you up in a second, mate. I'm just looking for Brian to see if he's in my league, but he's not. So Brian, let me do your team, mate. I'll do you first, and I'll do Jacob in a second. From Ghana, Kirkez or Munoz. Yes, I love the diversity on this channel. I reckon my channel has such great diversity. You've got people from all over. Kirkez or Munoz, and why shouldn't I free hit? I think your free hit is way better saved for like a blank game week, i.e. game week 34. It's probably the best. It will be the biggest blank. You'll have the 4 teams that play FA Cup semi-final blanking, and then obviously the teams they play against, assuming it's 4 Premier League teams. Otherwise, if you're struggling to get through 29, then you can free hit then. I think if you're game week 25, I think the best chip I'd be playing is triple captain. If you still have your triple captain, that's what I'd be playing in 25. Getting your trip on Salah. I think that's it on my iPhone. Did you paste it, Brian? Don't copy and paste your team ID. It doesn't paste in the chat for some reason. On YouTube, you have to type in the numbers. Anyway, Brian, I'll just do I'll talk through your guys from what you put up above. Verbruggen, Gabriel, Hall, Tarkowski, Palmer, Salah, Rogers, Diaz, Mbumo, Mater, and Isak Wisser on the bench. And then, what are you trying to do? What were your... Oh yeah, we were talking about moving Hall, deciding whether to use your second transfer on Kluivert in for someone or Emery for Slot. I wouldn't use the transfer Emery to Slot. I like Slot. I think Slot's probably the better option in the free hit. In the AM chip, because I think Liverpool will beat Aston Villa similarly to how I thought Liverpool would beat Everton. But I mean, 98th minute equaliser. Each their own. Yeah, I'd probably go Hall to Hodgson or Kirkes. In midfield, Palmer, Salah, Rogers, Diaz, and Bumo. And you want to go Kluivert. Yeah, I don't know, man. Don't know who I'd move this week. Don't know who I'd move this week in that team. It would be Mbumo, but reluctantly. I'd almost say you could wait to next week and then move Rogers. I know you missed that Southampton fixture, so if you don't want to miss that Southampton fixture, that's obviously an issue. But like if you're thinking like towards 29, you probably only want Salah, Isak, maybe Diaz in your team. So you got to get rid of Hall anyway, and then you got to get rid of Rogers anyway. So you get 11 playing players. So maybe wait a week and bring in Dango / Kluivert. Just hope they don't gun Southampton. That's probably what I would do, Brian. Try and find your team ID if you want me to keep going on your stuff. Alright, Jacob. Yeah, alright, so your thoughts were Robinson to Hodgson and Moyes to Emery for a -4. Bonty, I will get to you, mate. Hi, welcome back to the channel. So I remember you from last week, so thanks for coming back. Malvin will get down to your questions as well. I'll do the team IDs as well, guys. Just let me get through Jacob and then I'll run down the rest on the list. It's attitude Kirkes or Munoz. I go Kirkes because Munoz blanks in 29. So going Kirkes means that you don't have to make another transfer later down the line in 29 when Munoz isn't playing, and you can more easily get 11 playing players. Jacob, Robinson to Hodgson, Moyes to Emery for -4, Robinson to Hodgson, Gakpo to Cunha and Moyes to Slot. It's got to be a nicer way of doing that. Do you know what well, you can't, Gakpo to Cunha, yeah. Do you know, I don't love it. I don't, you have to, yeah, I think I agree that you have to take either you have to take a -4 to get out of Moyes, but I wouldn't want to take a -8. What about just like Trent out? Just Trent out to Hodgson and Slot for Moyes. -4. -4, you get Slot. Trent's probably not a must own. Wolves Villa, probably concede against Villa, maybe. Wolves, I do think they probably keep a clean sheet, but you never know, a bit of Cunha magic. I think you also need to be careful with your team here, Jacob, because you've obviously got Trent, Salah, Gakpo, Munoz, Isak, Rogers. All 6 of them are going to be blanking in 29. All good, Brian. Just post your comments, mate, and I'll talk to you when you put them in. You'd rather get Gakpo out before the blank in 29 too? Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd imagine you keep Salah and Isak and then one other player on your bench, and you can you just bench those 3 in 29. So it's either your other player's got to be Munoz, Trent, or Gakpo that you keep. I don't hate keeping Gakpo. I think he's a really good pick at the moment. Liverpool have some real nice fixtures all the way through to 33, 34 from an attacking perspective. Yeah, I'd really consider Trent to Kirkers and just taking the -4. Otherwise, what was your other -4, Jacob? Robinson to Hodgson, Moyes, Emery. Yeah, again, like that doesn't really help you in terms of moving your guys out of your team towards 29. And I think you're right, Cunha's probably the guy that you want to go for as a striker. He's definitely the next one up on my list. I think it just makes the most sense with your team structure to move Trent. It's not ideal, but like makes the most sense. Alright, let me get through these comments. I see all of you guys. I will get to all of these comments, don't worry. I'm not going to skip anyone. It's Attitude, Kirkers or Munoz. I said Kirkers. Bonte, which one to start? I know it sounds crazy having this much depth, but Aina, Robinson, Mikolenko. I have Mateus. I'm not sure I fancy the punt of Mikolenko. Which one to start out of those? If it's one, I'd start Aina. Nottingham Forest defence has just been so good. And yeah, you've got Matera, so again, that makes sense why not to start Mikolenko. And I just think Fulham attack's not been amazing lately, and against Forest defence, it's a good fixture for them. Malvin, I have Isak, Wood and Gakpo. Would you take a -4 to do Gakpo to Watkins? Is there any news if Gakpo starts? Yeah, I wouldn't do a -4 for Gakpo to Watkins. A couple of people asked me this. Like, there's still potential that Gakpo starts. Like, they said they had a knock. He's a bit of a doubt. Like, I think like if he does have a bit of a niggle, he probably won't start. But he's been in such great form for Liverpool that there's obviously a chance that he could still start. Watkins, like they said, he was fit and available, but that doesn't mean that he's going to start for Villa. You could easily see Mallon starting or Rashford starting. Now Villa have a couple of options again, although Duran's gone. Like, there are some options for them. So yeah, I mean, you could easily see Watkins' minutes being managed. Some of these other guys getting a few more minutes as well. I wouldn't take a -4 for it. It's not worth the -4. It's too valuable, those points. Bonte, team ID. Put you on, mate. 128 P053. And I'll answer some of the questions before I go through your team, Bonte. Sorry, mate. Also used TC last week. When do I use AM chip? I think I put in my chip strategy video, which if you haven't watched yet, you should go back and take a look at my latest video on that, and I talk about like the best weeks to use all of the different chips and why, and I talk through like when I think the doubles and the blanks and all of that stuff's going to come, and I put up like the midweek fixtures and stuff and explain why they're going to come in each of those weeks. So check that out if you haven't. But I'd probably say AM best used 36 to 38, unless we get a similar situation to that we got here in 24-25 in 31 to 33. There's a chance that we get like doubles over a 3-week period in that fixture run. So I think you'll know around game week 30 is when you'll know. So just save your AM chip until then, and then you'll have a better idea when the doubles are. At the moment, best for me is probably 36 to 38 because you'll have a chance of picking up some fixtures at the back end of the season where like maybe Liverpool have already won the league and they play against Brighton and you can get like a table bonus or something if Brighton have got something to play for. Jacob, yeah, I want to save for free hit 34. Yeah, sorry, I'd rather get GAKPO out. I think we talked about that, right? But yeah, I agree. I also want a free hit 34 at the time being, but I might even be able to manage through 34 once we get up, and then just free hit in another double if we have a small double. It's Attitude. I want to sacrifice one Liverpool player for slot, Trent or Gakpo, who to sell. If it's easy for you, I'd move Gakpo just because of the minutes and the like slight niggle. I'd probably move Gakpo to Cunha if you have the money. If you don't have the money, then obviously Trent. Yeah, that's what I'd go for. It's Attitude. But feel free to put your team ID up and we can talk through in a bit more detail what I would do with your team. If you chuck it in the chat, I'll put it up on screen. Any more thoughts on Brentford players? As in Mbeumo Wissa? Look, I love Wissa, man. Like, I just think he's such a good asset, but he's just, I think he's definitely someone that I'd look to have. But if it's between him and Cunha at the moment, or like from probably game week 27, I'd go Cunha. It's actually, should I do Isak to Mateta? Also, yeah, I think Brentford like fixtures from an attacking perspective go downhill from 27. So if you want to jump off them, that's when I'd look to do it. Its attitude, should I do Isak to Mateta? No. He's just the most informed striker in the league, playing for a team who've been scoring goals. Just no. Alright, Bonty, you've done Sarr to Kluivert. Nice. To get rid of some of my blankers in game week 29. Excellent. Current plan is to slowly get rid of all players that blank for 29. Wildcard 30, bench boost 33, free hit 34, AM 36. I think that's a perfect plan, mate. Like that to me sounds exactly what I would look to do in your situation. Those are pretty much when I would look to use the chips for the time being. Obviously try and be a little bit flexible. I'd also say, even though normally I don't suggest this, I'd probably wait out game week 30, maybe use your wildcard in 31. You just might have a little bit more information. You might have a little bit more information as to doubles. Yeah, I think the 31's just as nice for fixture swings as well. Just going to prepare for a few red arrows next coming weeks because those on AM. Mate, might not be that bad. Might not be that bad. That triple captain on Salah was a great result for you. So yeah, what are we talking for this week then? You've used your transfer already, so no free transfer. So it's more just like who to bench. So yeah, for me it'd be Aina Gabriel, Trent at the back, Salah, Palmer, Rodgers, Kluivert, Isak, Mateta, and then it's between Ahmad and Wissa for that final spot. I'd probably go with Wissa, and I'd probably bench Ahmad. But I think that's a call that if you feel strongly on, you should go for. Obviously, Tottenham's defence is an absolute shambles. But I mean, West Ham have also been conceding goals under Graham Potter, so I think that calls a pretty close one. I just never trust Man United. Just never trust Man United. But if you've got a man in your team, you obviously feel a certain type of way about him. So I think that Ahmad versus Wissa one's a close call. And then yeah, bench Robinson, Mikolenko, and one of those two. I think Bonte, mate. Hopefully that helps, guys. If you if you appreciate my feedback, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. It is very much helpful for me to help grow my channel. I really appreciate it. Edvin, hey mate, how are you going? What's happening this week? I think I saw you in my league. I think I was looking at your team. I think you were in one of my leagues. Did you join? Or maybe I just saw your team somewhere. I've got to stop giving good advice to people, man. Everyone's starting to catch me up in the leagues now.
You're a little stuck, can't lie. Do you want to chuck your team ID in and we'll talk about it? I'm also missing Lost Aussie Abroad today. He's great value in these chats. I really enjoy him every week. Probably too early in the morning for him. Shout out, mate, if you're around. You are in my league. What's your name in my league? Can't see you. Am I blind? Or are you in the second chance league? Oh, Edwin, there you are. Got ya. I'm assuming this is you. Oh wait, it's not letting me put you up. Why? Why does it do this? Why does it do this? You got your team ID, mate? Yeah, I see ya. I see ya. I got you on the left here. It's just I've got the chat in the corner. I can move the chat. Just give me a second. Just gonna, my screen's gonna look a little bit weird. There's mid chat. Alright. Alright, so you had 2 free transfers. Have you used any transfers this week so far, or you're sort of thinking what you want to do? You've used your TC. Didn't play any chips last week. Still got 108 points though. Mateta doing the business. Use TC in wildcard 1, that's it, yeah. No transfers used. Okay, cool. So you've got 3 transfers then at the moment. Henderson in goal, Mikalenko, Hall, Trent, Salah, Rogers, Palmer, Ahmad Diaz, Isaac, Mateta. Alright. You got some... Yeah, 0.6 million in the bank. Yeah, I got you. So Gabriel, Trent, and probably Robinson this week, or maybe Mikalenko against Pat. Oh no, you got Mattel. Gabriel, Trent, and Robinson. And midfield, Salah, Rogers, Palmer, Ahmad Diaz, and then Isaac Matera up front. Alright, so I think João Pedro is somewhere that you're probably looking at. Isaac, Celta, Watkins, NJ official. Nah, mate, I wouldn't do that. Just to get the main talking about out of the way, no need to use a chip, right? Save my arse, man. Yeah, I think so, Evan. I think it's not worth using 25. I would have suggested using TC, but you've already used it, so I don't think you need to use a chip this week, no. I think save your assistant manager till later. I think we need to work on your team, just making sure you can get through 29 without using your free hit. So you've obviously got Trent, Salah, Rogers, Hall, Isaac, Diaz, Mateta, Henderson. All of them are gonna blank. So I think every transfer you make has got to be either a Liverpool, a Newcastle, or an Aston Villa player for every game week, for the rest of the game week. Old Morris 11x. Are you Olivia Morris by any chance? It's my uni mate. She got married recently. Well, not that recently, but congrats, Liv and Ha. Ahmad to Clive for -4, or just play Mikalenko over Ahmad. Just play Ahmad. Why not play Ahmad? Pretty sure he's available and playing against Tottenham. No, I lost. No injury. Yeah, just play a mad, mate. No -4. Don't take a -4, just play a mad. Maybe Diaz out then. No, so Edwin, I think like for me, mate, this week you obviously play all your doublers. I think Diaz is likely to start both, especially if GAKPO comes out with a knock. Honestly, although like I'm looking at João Pedro as like what the glaring attitude is, it's actually get to your teammate, no worries. The things that I'm seeing and the guys that I probably start with, Lewis Hall. That's probably what I'd start with. Lewis Hall, and then from next week, Rodgers, maybe to like a Cliver or a Dango. And then probably even Hendo in goal. You'd have to move to maybe like a Kepa. I think Lewis Hall's first up on the chopping block for you. Just don't fancy United against Spurs at all. Man, I never fancy United at any point, to be honest. But Spurs is such a shambolic defence, man. Like, so shambolic. And I think Van der Vender's not going to start in the league. I think that's what they were saying, he won't start in the league. So still struggling with Romero, Van der Ven. Everybody's just like possible. Like Ange's, although I support the Aussies, but Ange's giving me nothing. Yeah, I think I'm out over Mikolenko, mate. You're always better to go for attackers. You got more upside. Don't take the -4. It's not worth it. Hall to Munoz, no, because Munoz is the same issue. Edwin, Palace, they blank in 29. It'd probably be like Hall to like a Kirkes or a Hodgson. I'd probably play them this week because Bournemouth have Southampton as well. So then you have Trent, Gabriel, Kirkes / Hodgson as your back three. You can bench Robinson, Mikolenko, and João Pedro. I think that looks a really nice team for this game week. And then yeah, you'd have to probably find a way of moving off Henderson. But that is probably something you can do in the future, because I think maybe the best way to do that would be like using 2 transfers, and like potentially like maybe you downgrade Trent or you downgrade Diaz or something like that, or even like Mateta in the future. And obviously you can roll your transfers because your team's nice, but you can roll them towards 29 and use them then. And you can even go like maybe you bring Raya in goal, like Arsenal have decent defensive games, or like in 29 that or slightly before 29 if you prefer, but I think 29 is a nice game to move Mateta out of your team and maybe bring Cunha in for that really nice fixture run that Wolves have from 29 basically to 38. What about Timber? Yeah, I like Timber as well. Do you have the money for Timber? Arsenal's defensive run is quite nice. Yeah, I think the Bournemouth defenders shout is nice as well. But like if you can go Timber, you could potentially go Kepa in goal for Henderson and Timber in for Hall, and that solves your probably 2 of your major problems. Edwin, just about enough, leaving you 0.0. Can you go Kepa as well? I don't know what he is. How much is Kepa? I think they're both 4.5 now. Yeah, you could probably make 2 transfers. You could go Henderson to Kepa, and Hall to Timber. But I mean, you don't have to do that this week. If you think Palace's fixture is better, I mean, I personally think Southampton's nicer. But I mean, Palace have also got Everton, who don't score a lot of goals and have no fit attackers. Like Ndai's out, Calvert-Lewin's out, McNeil's out. All of these guys are out, so they're struggling as well. So fine for you to stay with Henderson for this week and maybe have a think about it next week if you prefer. Or if you think that Bournemouth v Southampton game is really nice, then just go. yeah, just go Captain. It's attitude. Alright, let's do your team, mate. Hopefully that's helpful, Edwin. Guys, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying this content so far and I'm helping. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please help me out, help me grow. We're on our way to 2k subscribers at the moment. Got about 1.15 or something. Whose team ID? It's actually 7608584. Let's get you up, mate. Maybe just haul out then. So either I leave myself with nothing in the bank or I go with a Bournemouth defender for some leeway in future. I think you can leave yourself with nothing in the bank because I think you've got multiple safe transfers that you can do like a switcheroo move. Like you could, in the future, maybe you want to take Luis Diaz out. Maybe you go for like a Clivert or a Dango for Diaz, and then you have some money. Or if you want to take Trent out, you have some money. So yeah, I'd probably say like next week, maybe Diaz Doug's come out of your team. Timber's nailed for Arsenal. Yeah, I would say so. Just for like Timber has started every week but one since game week 9. I think he was suspended for that week against Brighton in game week 20. So yeah, I would expect him to play almost every game. I mean, pick who you think's the better. I mean, I think both are good options. I think the only reason I'm thinking Timber is that it allows you to go Kepa in goal as a Bournemouth option. Otherwise, I really like Kirkes and Hodgson as well, especially against Southampton this week. Connor Wolf. I'm out to Dango for a -4. No, mate, I wouldn't do it. It's actually, I want to bring in Watkins. Okay. 1.4 in the bank. If you want to bring in Watkins, let's have a look. See what we can do. 8.9 mil is Watkins, and GAKPO is what? 7.6. So 1.3. So yeah, he's a straight move. But you'd have to take a -4. I don't think that's worth it at all. I mean, you got to go with your gut, mate. But you just like ultimately Watkins is gonna have to score an extra goal to just break even. If you think of it like that, you're -4. And then is he gonna outscore GAKPO in the future? Like I don't know. I feel like GAKPO's a better pick going forwards. Like Liverpool got Man City next week. That is goals. Then Newcastle, tough game, and then Southampton in 28, which is also goals. Whereas Villa have got Chelsea next week, Palace and Brentford, and Black in 29. I mean, they're all right fixtures for Villa, but I'd much prefer Liverpool's. Man City and Southampton are both really good games from attacking teams. So, like, if you think of it, maybe over the next 4 games before you get to that game week 29 blank, I just think I don't like Watkins as a pick, mate. Wood to Mateta. Now that is something that let's have a look at your team. Let me just count them. Sorry. Rodgers, Munoz, GAKPO, Salah, Trent, Isak. So you got 6 guys at the moment that are going to blank in 29. Wan Longsang, hey bro, 11 PM, just woke up to check your video now, I hope you're doing well. I am doing well, my friend. I'm very tired. It's actually 4 AM at the moment for me, and I've been streaming now for an hour and a half, or so over 3 I think. But yeah, up here to try and give you guys some help and the best advice I can, and yeah, obviously appreciative to everyone that joined in. Not sure who's a bench out of Wissa, Alanga or Dango. Be Alanga for me, Neil. Dango v Southampton, definitely don't bench. Wissa versus Alanga is sort of cool. I'd probably go with Wissa just because I think his positioning is great, and West Ham will be conceding goals under Potter as well. So Yeah, so here, its attitude, like honestly, like I struggle to want to take a -4 for anybody in your team. Like just -4s is such a big commitment. There's really not that many times where it's a no worries, Neil. There's really not that many times when it's good to do. Ahmad to Clive advisable since Ahmad is key in United. Yeah, no, like I think Ahmad to Clive is probably no worries, Edwin. Have a good one, mate. Good luck this week to you as well. Oh, you got one free transfer. All right, man. If you got one free transfer, then like all these things, like just ignore me. Okay, all right. Now we can talk about it. In that case, I think Ahmad to Clive is fine. Like if you got a free transfer. 4.8. I mean, you could go Idrissa Gay to Clive as well. You also got to think about your team up towards 29 as well. So, I mean, yeah, you got some tough decisions to make forwards. So I think like for your team, starting team for this week, it'd be Gabriel, Trent, Munoz, Ahmad, Salah, Palmer, Rogers, Wood, Isak, Gakpo at the moment. So you'd have Lewis, Greaves, and Idrissa Gay on your bench. So if you want to improve that team, I think Ahmad to Clive is fine. I think that is decent. I know United have some good games over the next 3 weeks, but so do Bournemouth, like Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, and that Southampton fixture is such a nice fixture to target. So I'm all for Ahmad to Clive in that case. It's attitude, mate. I would wildcard as I go ahead in a few weeks. Yeah, I don't know. I'd try and manage your way through 29. Maybe I'd wildcard in like 31 and then try and bench boost in like 33. I think that's probably the optimal strategy. Wildcard in 31 because you probably know when all the doubles and blanks are at that point. Maybe you'll know in 30, but probably late into the 30 game week, so you'd have to wildcard quite late. And then yeah, bench boost in the double, so you can get like maybe 15 bench boosters, which would be epic because you need 30 players. Yeah, I think Ahmad to Clive is probably your nicest pick out of all of them. And then I think just something to consider for you going through to 29 is you obviously will probably keep Salah and Isak. And then outside of that, you can bench one of Munoz, Rogers, Gakpo, Trent. So out of those 4, you can bench one, and then the other 3 you've got to move before 29. Wood to Mateta. No, the reason I don't like that is just because Mateta also blanks in 29, so you're just putting another guy in that you're not going to be able to play in 29, and you're going to have to move out. So I just keep Wood. Wood just came off the back of getting a hat-trick against Brighton as well. Like I'd be trying to move out of those players. I'd be trying to move out of Palace players. I'd be trying to move out of Newcastle, Villa, Liverpool. You'd want Salah, Isak +1 from those teams for game week 29. So you can get 11 players playing in your team, if that makes sense. Because they're all going to blank. Liverpool, Palace, Villa and Newcastle don't have a fixture in game week 29. And so you obviously don't want to transfer Salah and Isak out because they have the most value that you've got kept up on them. So if you transfer them out, it'd be more difficult to get in. So then that's why I would look to then move. Probably next week you could potentially look to remove Rogers for like maybe an Nkunku,
maybe a Dango, someone like that. Then after that, I'd be looking at moving Munoz probably for maybe a Kirkes or a Hodgson. Those would probably be my transfers I'd be looking at for your team. And then maybe, I don't know, GAKPO to Cunha at some point. Those over the next 3, yeah, I'd say the next 3 weeks it'd be like, probably GAKPO to Cunha would be maybe like a 20-29 call. Next week, yeah, maybe Atara for Rogers. And then, what was the other one I thought of? Munoz probably to like Kirkes. Yeah, Rogers to Dango next week sounds good. Then probably Munoz to Kirkes at some point. Or like maybe later down the line there might be a nicer defender to go for with better fixtures. And then yeah, Cunha to GAKPO to Cunha in 29 after Liverpool play Southampton in 28, and then Wolves play Southampton in 29. That's a really nice switch. You get 2 Southampton fixtures in a row. And then yeah, you probably end up with Salah, Isak, and Trent for 29, which is alright. You just bench all 3 of them and play the rest of your team. So you definitely can manage it. Those are sort of my thoughts. Devang Bajani, hi there. I have 2 free transfers. Should I do Sarr to Kluivert or Rogers or Ndai to Wissa or Hall to Kirkes? Sarr to Kluivert or Rogers, or Ndai to Wissa or Hall to Kirkes. The Sarr transfer for me, like number 1 transfer, you should make that for either Kluivert or Rogers. Depending on the rest of your team, like we just chatted through with its attitude, like you got to think of game week 29 and make sure you don't have too many of those guys that are blanking. So is that double game week for Rogers worth it, given that he blanks in 29? I really like Kluivert and I like Atara as well. So I think Sarr to any of those 3, Kluivert, Dango or Rogers, are all decent picks. So sounds good. And Ndai to Wissa, I'd hold on to your AM. It's actually probably to 36 if you can, because you're in a great position. You've only used your TC and wildcard 1. I think the optimal strategy is to probably wildcard 2 around 31, bench boost in 33, and then AM 36 to 38, and you can catch those, like maybe Liverpool won the league by 37, and then they play like a reserve team, and you can assistant manager like Brighton and try and get a table bonus against Liverpool because they won't be playing their full team. Or same for Arsenal, like maybe they're in some of the cups, they can only finish second, they're not playing their best team. Devang, sorry mate, I haven't really finished helping you, but yeah, glad that was already helpful. Yeah, please remember, like and subscribe to the channel, like the video if you can. If I have helped you guys, like really helps my channel grow. But yeah, Devang, I think the other one, both are okay options. I think Hall to Kirkes is good in terms of planning towards game week 29, moving out one of the Newcastle players who's going to be blanking then, and Kirkes obviously has some nice fixtures for Bournemouth coming through, so I think that's nice. But in terms of like sort of most attacking option for this week, maybe Ndai to Wissa is like more of an upside. But again, like for me right now, like I'd probably prefer Hall to Kirkes. Because I just think Brentford, like, yeah, they have a couple of nice fixtures, but then after that, their fixtures aren't that amazing going forwards. Like, after West Ham and Leicester, they got Everton, which is alright, and they got Villa, which is alright, and they got Bournemouth, which is not that great. Then Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal, like, it's not that nice. Like, not that nice from an attacking perspective. So if you've already got Mbeumo as well, probably wouldn't double up. One long sound. I'm just wondering if you may have any questions for your team, if you're still around. on the vid. Feel free to chuck your team ID in. We can talk through your thoughts for this week. In the meantime, guys, and I know no one is here to watch me or listen to me, or maybe to listen to me but not watch my team. No one cares, right? I might make my own transfer, and I'm going to bring in Dango. That is my plan. I'm going to move out Anthony Gordon, who is available this week, just FYI. I'm not moving him out because he's unavailable, I'm just moving him out because I'm trying to target this Southampton fixture. I actually think City fixture is quite nice for Gordon, but I don't know, I just prefer this Bournemouth v Southampton fixture with Dango playing that number 9 role, and I think if I don't bring him in this week, I'm going to regret it. And also moving out of Newcastle, it's good. Otherwise, I'd probably brought him in next week for Rodgers anyway. That is what I was waiting originally to do, to bring him in for Rodgers, but I just feel like Southampton is the one to target. They've conceded so many goals over the last however long. 40 minutes left to the deadline. Shall we have a look if there's any team news? Dango or Clive, kind of in two minds. Oh, I'm going Dango. That's my personal opinion. I prefer Dango just because he's the number 9. But I think they're both good picks. I think it's one of those ones where often people that are going Dango, maybe they're thinking a little bit too much about it. And Clive has obviously been in great form on pens. But also, my view is that I think Dango is going to start in that number 9 role rest of the season. Evan Nilsson obviously out long term, and Eze now out long term. None of them are going to be back until April, May. Dango in good form is probably now going to start over Jefferson. At 5 mil to have a striker in a team that's scoring goals, just think it's worth it. And if Clivert's really gunning it, I'm just going to move Rodgers for Clivert and double Bournemouth, which would be a bit mental of me. But it is under consideration, genuinely. But yeah, I prefer Dango. I do prefer Dango. But I do love Clivert's finishing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the Dango transfer. Done. Dango Tara into my team. Cold War. Any thoughts on my team? Thinking Hull and Hodgson. Hull, Ahmad to Hodgson, Cliver. I mean, I already like those transfer plans, but I will put your team up. Cold War. Thomas Martin. Ryan Gabriel. Trent, Hall, Bumo, Salah, Palmer, Rodgers, Isak. That's pretty similar to my team, to be honest. So I definitely like it. Yeah, Hall to Hodgson's nice. Obviously play Hodgson then this week. Gabriel, Trent, Hodgson. And Bumo, Salah, Palmer, Rodgers, Isak, Wissa. And then you go Ahmad to Cliver, you play Cliver, bench and die. I mean, mate, I think that's perfect. There's definitely, I completely support those moves. If I had your team, those are probably the two exact moves I would make. So, very supportive of that. Cold War, I actually don't have any other comments. That's exactly what I'd be doing. Well, mate, I'm still streaming. Good effort. Thanks, Niels. Yeah, to be honest, I tried to do 3 hours for you guys. I tried to come on a little bit early before the main streamers. So that people will come in, we can talk, and obviously I can answer all the questions way more than the mainstream streamers because I've got less people on. Nick K, bro, commitment from you. What are you doing up at 5 a.m? Yeah, and then I want to try and last to the deadline for you guys, just so
Obviously, if anything, there's not going to be any early team news, to be honest, for this. But just also, like, if you guys are panicking and stuff, like, maybe I can help you guys really close to the deadline, answer like quick fire questions and stuff. So I'm doing my best. Guys. So yeah, appreciate it if you can like and subscribe to the channel if you are on. Very small thing for you guys, but like honestly, it like gives me so much boost. And recently, I think I just hit 3K watch hours, which is like the first stage to YouTube sort of monetization and stuff, and allows me to like put in a shop. So I'm thinking of in the future, and obviously I'm trying to just keep improving different things in the channel. Yeah, setting up a membership setup. Maybe I'll do that. At the moment, like, legend. Thanks, man. I'll probably start to do that, but I want to be able to offer you guys some like good stuff. So I've been working in the background on some stuff that I can offer, like maybe some fixture tickers and those sort of things, and I might set up some membership. Also gonna try and set up a shop. Like, I've got a mate out here, so especially for like Aussie, New Zealand guys, we'll try and do some like merchandise for like team merchandise and stuff. So if any of you guys have anything that you are keen to get for your teams, let me know. Yeah, my mate also has like some 3D printing capabilities. So yeah, look out for that in the future. I think soon I'll have like super chats enabled and stuff as well, so that'll help. Nah, that's all good, Niels, mate. I always appreciate seeing you in the chat, mate. It's always nice to chat to you, and like you always give me some interesting perspectives on stuff. So yeah, no worries if you come and go in the stream. More than happy to have people coming and going and joining in when they're around. Nick, mate, what are you doing waking up at 4:55 a.m? Oh, so you just woke up to do your transfers? That is commitment to the cause, mate. Good stuff. What are your moves? What's your team? I mean, obviously I can find your team very easily because you're in all my leagues. Are you playing me this week? You better not be playing me in head-to-head. It's actually no worries, man. To be honest, the live streams I really enjoy. Like this morning is a bit tough. Like when I have to wake up at 3 a.m, it's pretty hard. And sometimes I'll do like an early live stream if I really just can't do it and I've got stuff on. But like I love interacting with you guys and like chatting to you about stuff. So yeah, it's definitely, I enjoy these more than doing the videos midweek. Want to join my league? I should. If you want to join the league, it should pop up top. Let me pull the league code. For you. There you go. Those are the league codes on there if you want to join the leagues. Do I prefer Dango and Kirkes or Cliver and Hodgson? Oh, Cold War. Yeah, look, those are great questions which are difficult to answer. I can give you my personal perspective, whether I don't have a strong feeling about you should definitely do one or the other. I personally prefer Dango, and that's why I just moved him in for Gordon. So this screenshot of my team is slightly wrong now. And maybe I'll change it so you guys don't get confused shortly. In terms of Kirkes v Hodgson, I would say I very slightly prefer Kirkes, but I think Hodgson is also really nice. Threat off set pieces for sure for goals. But Kirkes just gets like quite high up that wing as well from a fullback perspective. So yeah, those are probably my calls, Cold War, mate. But I honestly think it's so close that if you have a personal preference, I will go with your gut feeling on it. Because yeah, for me, I think
that call could go either way. I do have a slightly stronger preference for Dango than the Kirkes v Hodgson. I do have a slightly bigger preference for Dango over Kluivert. But I mean, honestly, Kluivert's on pens, great finisher, so it could go either way. Nick, would I AM and switch TAA to Kirkes? Probably not this week. I'll probably leave that AM until 36. Probably leave the AM until 36. Don't think it's worth playing it this week. Because 26, 27 as well, like, fixtures aren't amazing. I'd probably wait to 36, 37, 38, and then maybe you can get the bonus points for like I was saying earlier, like maybe Liverpool and Arsenal don't have anything to play for anymore. They're just going to finish 1 and 2, and then like you can play it on like I don't know, like a Brighton v Liverpool or a Palace v Liverpool in 37 or 38. They might be playing for something. I can show your team. Thanks, mate. I wasn't going to ask for your for your blessing to show it. I was just going to put it up. You just suck it up. You're always sneak peeking at my team. I get to sneak peek at yours. Alright. Let me get your team up then, mate. Do you know your team ID, Nick? Or you probably don't off the top of your head. Cause it's just like this. Don't know why it does this. I'm gonna move the chat so I can see your team properly. Whoa, you got 152 last week. 21k! Oh my god, I hate when you're beating me at FPL. It's so annoying. I have to listen to you every week. Tell me about it. Oh dear. Alright, so this week will we go in Trent, Munoz, Gabriel, Rogers, Ahmad, Palmer, Salah, GAKPO, Woody. Like no changes then, I'm imagining, to your team, rolling out the same team again this week. Are you making any transfers? TC Salah was a great call, man. Great call. That's right, man, don't worry. I know sometimes it doesn't work if you copy and paste the... Oh, it was you that was telling me that. If you copy and paste the team ID, it doesn't work, you have to type it in. I don't know why YouTube's weird like that. Yeah, are you not making any transfers, just rolling? Yeah, I mean, you're quite nicely set up. You just got to work towards that 29, haven't you? Follow me on Twitter. Nice one, Mo. Appreciate that. My Twitter's not like super active. I'm trying to like push my YouTube more than anything. But yeah, I mean, Twitter's good at staying up to date with stuff. Team news and stuff as well. Only thing I can think of is AM Unai Emery. Yeah, man, but I think you can also AM in 36 someone. I'm sure there's going to be a good 36 AM. And then you have 37 and 38, which will be nicer to use your AM in than 26, 27. But I'm not qualified to give you advice, Nick, mate. You're already beating me, so... Brighton for manager bonus. What, in this week against Chelsea? Bro, Brighton just lost 7-0 to Nottingham Forest and I'm not manager bonusing Brighton. That is the roguest call ever. Whoever said that, they should be banned. They should be banned. Quote me, clip me for next week. If you AM Brighton manager, you should be banned from FPL in game week 25. Clip that if Brighton beat Chelsea this week. Got to put your... Like, I don't like to stand on the fence. I think that's why also like people come and stay on this channel, because a lot of content creators just sit on the fence, man. But I'll give you my view and I'll tell you why. Oh, Potter, West Ham. Okay, fine. All right, now you just made me a meme. You just made me a meme, bro. If Brighton beat Chelsea now, I'm gonna become a meme. Potter at West Ham, yeah, man. Potter at West Ham's alright. Against Brentford as well. Could be quite a few goals in that game. I'm really hoping the Brentford attack come good. Although I have benched Wissa this week for Wood because I'm too scared. I'm too scared of Chris Wood now. Too scared of Chris Wood.
terrifies me after that hat trick last week. Honestly, like, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it. It hurt too much. Hurt too much. Dango Utara. What a guy. How do you spell his name? He's got 2 R's? Double R? Double T. We'll probably get Wisher and Kirkes next week for Gakpo and Rodgers. What about waiting a little bit longer on Gakpo and then going Cunha in 29? Just hold Gakpo all the way through, like that. And Liverpool have that Southampton game in 28, and then you flick Gakpo to Cunha, because those Wolves games from 29 are really nice. I almost feel like you don't need Wisher, and I think Gakpo is actually going really good for Liverpool at the moment. I almost wouldn't want to move him. Yeah, I think Kirkes. Wait, Kirkes for Rodgers? What are you talking about? Kirkes for Munoz? Kirkes for Munoz, right? You are definitely still waking up, mate. Pull it together. Come on. Oh, Clivert. Oh yeah, Clivert is nice. Yeah, I think that's nice. I think that's nice. I'll put my team back up now. I've got my Utara. Mandango's in there. Mandango. Dango's back, guys. And I'll keep cycling the team news. Yeah, Everton are in trauma at the moment. They got they just started to like look good, and now they're just riddled with injuries. I do feel sorry for the Moyes, because Moyes is just an unbelievable job to get them. 2-2 draw against Liverpool, which is outrageous. Too many transfers to get out for game week 29. Are you gonna free hit? You get a free hit in 29. You're going to keep Munoz, Isaac and Salah. And you're going Gakpo, Rodgers and Trent out? Or are you going to free hit? I guess if you're moving Gakpo and Rodgers next week, then you're probably moving Trent and you're going to roll through. You're going to get through 29. But you got to get rid of old mate Harwood Bellis now as well. You won't free hit, yeah. I think, honestly, I almost think that there is a chance, we'll see how the next round of the FA Cup goes, there's a chance that game week 34 you don't need to free hit either, and you can build a decent team through there. I like Whistler over Wood for your team, lads. Yeah, Niels, mate, I like Whistler over Wood for my team as well, but I am so triggered about that hat-trick for Wood last week. It's just got me. I don't know, it's got me all week. But I might listen to you. Do you know what? I'm feeling like a last-minute change might be the correct option. I've got on Bumo though. It would be double Brentford I'd be backing, of which they have not really done it for me lately. Brentford. They've been letting me down a little bit. They've only scored 2 goals in the last 3 game weeks. Since that Mbumo 19 pointer, which was the best -4 I've ever taken in my life, it's not been amazing. Why do you think Whistler over Wood? Just out of interest, Niels, because this is a genuine I actually might make that change. I genuinely might make that change, because that hat trick for Wood last week, you couldn't have picked that out of anywhere. I don't know how anyone could have picked that. Well, to be honest, maybe when I looked into it afterwards, I looked at how high the Brighton defensive line has been playing, and Nottingham Forest, the way they play so quick on the counter. But I still wouldn't have expected it to be Wood that got the 3 goals. But he is making
He is really starting to get good at getting on the end of the Nottingham Forest counter-attacks. Like, he is working hard. I don't think Fulham have been great defensively. I know like West Ham also like conceded quite a few goals so far under Potter. But I don't think Fulham have been amazing defensively. I mean, I guess they got the 2-1 win at Newcastle. But then like United and Leicester are like not great teams anyway. Sorry, United fans. I know we've got a lot of United fans on this chat. My phone. Oh, there's my phone, and it just died. There you go. They are favourites, and I considered Silva for AM for bonus too. Yeah, I think if they had a doubled, I would have gone Marco Silva for sure. If Tottenham had knocked out Liverpool, I'd have gone Marco Silva. Fulham are favourites in that game. I mean, Nottingham Forest are never favourites, man, but there's Worcester is due having on my bench too. I can't bring myself to bench Wood this week, Niels. I can't do it. If Worcester scores a hat trick this week, you won't see me next week. You won't see me. Honestly, I don't think I'll record a video. I might just record a video of just me shouting at the camera for about 5 minutes. In fact, do you know what I'll do is after that game, I'm genuinely just going to record my reaction live to that game. And if Wizards scoring 2 goals, I'm just going to post a clip of me just breaking everything in my house. Oh dear. No, I can't do it. I can't. I've not got the heart. I've not got the heart to put him in. Not got the heart to put him in. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, but I think like my benching dilemmas are going to become a lot easier the next few weeks. Like next week, I think Rodgers is just straight out again. I'm not really that like Rodgers has sort of been letting me down in the league. He's been obviously scoring his points in the cup, so you think Wish has more chance of scoring than Atara, mate? I mean, I'm going to abuse you right now, but obviously you're 21k in the world, so I probably shouldn't be, but mate, Dango's playing number 9 for Bournemouth, who are like looking one of the best defensive teams at the moment, with a super high press. Like their entire team press high, even their centre backs are in the opposition half sometimes. Their fullbacks are pressing the opposition fullbacks, and this against Southampton, who've conceded like 12 goals in their last 4 games. There's no chance I'm picking Wisser over Atara. No chance. Clip me again. Utara will outscore Wisser this week. I'm going to get memed so much next week. Yeah, I feel strong. I feel much more strongly on that one, Nick, to be honest. That's actually why I brought Atara over Gordon this week. I thought I was like that big on Atara having a good game week at Southampton that I subbed out Anthony Gordon against Man City, which I thought was a great fixture. How long have we got to a deadline? 18 minutes? Anyone got like last minute team reviews, last minute questions? Damn, my phone dead. I'm gonna try to charge it. Hopefully I don't kill my stream while I'm charging my phone on my laptop charger. If the stream dies, I apologise. It shouldn't. No, good, no issues. Deadline decision, crikey. Yeah, what are we doing, guys? Anyone making some crazy deadline decisions? Anyone got any like deadline dramas, choices, benching dilemmas? Normally this is the point where everyone comes into my chat and just starts pinging me with questions. So if you're gonna do it, like please do it now. I've got 18 minutes. I know in the last 10 minutes there's going to be a bunch of people surfing around looking for me. Always happens. Always happens. FPL Fran Trossard in. That is a ridiculous decision. You should be banned. I actually like Fran, but bad. Get rid of him. Bring a Bournemouth midfielder for Mbumo or wait to bring out Rodgers next week. That was my mate. That was my decision with Gordon this week, and I brought the Bournemouth midfielder in for the Southampton game because I felt like got to target that fixture. Just got to go for that upside, go for the win, go for the big result. But I like. What I would say is that it also helped me that Gordon was someone that was going to come out of my team due to the 29 issue. And if it would have to be in Mbumo this week, maybe I'd wait, and I'd keep Mbumo for West Ham, and I'd move Rodgers next week because I'd want to move Rodgers next week. And it does make logical sense to go Rodgers to a Cliver or a Dango. So I know I flip-flopped a little bit there, but I think I'll go Tara over Cliver. Yeah, I think I'd wait to next week. If it's for Mbumo, I think I'd wait to next week. Just because, obviously, a penalty taker, West Ham, nice fixture. And Rodgers not playing in 29, so I'd rather get him out of the team. Sorry for the flip-flap. I normally stick to my thoughts. Any other general comments, guys? Some people got crazy lucky these last few weeks, by the way. Just brought in Hodgson for Hall, not Munoz. That's alright. I think Munoz is the better pick this week. Flexo, hey man. Yeah, I think Munoz is definitely the better defender for the next couple of weeks. Everton, Fulham, Villa, Ipswich. It's nice. Start GAKPO, Whistle. Ooh. GAKPO. GAKPO for the double Flexo. Man, I gotta watch some NBA as well tomorrow morning. There's some crazy games going on there. Wild. Oh, I should have just put Luka Doncic on my thumbnail. Oh, you just brought in Hodgson for Hall? Yeah. Oh, not Munoz. Oh, right, as in you brought in Hodgson instead of Munoz. Yeah. I think that's a good pick. Good luck. I hope he does better than Kirkhead. I will support that. Elliot Wong. Worth it to get Clivert from Ahmad? Are the midfielders a Palmer, Salah, Gordon, Rodgers? What about Gakpo to Watkins or Verbruggen to Kepa? I'd say Verbruggen to Kepa is kind of a waste. You might as well just hold Verbruggen a couple more weeks. They play Southampton next week anyway. Also, he's not a rush to get out of your team. Clivert from Ahmad I like. Gakpo to Watkins I don't love Gakpo to Watkins. I just feel like that's just a like-for-like transfer. Gakpo could easily start. Watkins could easily not start. Even though he's available, doesn't mean he's going to start. Malin could start, Rashford could start. I do think Watkins will start, but I'm just saying the minutes might be a little bit managed over the next couple of game weeks. Gakpo could easily start both game weeks, and you just feel silly for making that move. Ahmad to Cliver or Ahmad to Dango, I like. I'm just checking no one left me any comments. Shame I missed Luca this week. I think he was looking for me to do an early deadline stream in Oz, so all the Aussies hate me doing these ones at 5 AM. I assume.
If I get Clive, should I bench Gordon? No, can you just play all 5 and then Gakpo and Isak? Who's your other striker? Thanks, Nix. Good luck to you as well, bro. You got Wood. Can I recommend somebody else to bench Wood when I can't do it? If I was a brave enough human, I would bench Wood in your team. I am unfortunately a small cat. So I cannot bench Wood because he hat-tricked last week and I had him first on my bench. And I am a small cat. But if I was you, and I had no previous trauma, and I brought Clive in for a mad, I would play him and I'd bench Wood. Against Fulham. Because I agree with Neil was actually earlier, he said Fulham is a tricky fixture. Tricky fixture. 11 minutes left to the deadline though, guys, so make those moves, lock in those transfers, make sure you've got the make sure you've got the right team picked. Start Robinson or Hall. Robinson. Man City are looking nice attacking at the moment. I know Newcastle might cause them problems as well, but Man City looking nice. I think defensively they look a shambles, but offensively the new tactics are real good. They're real good what they've done. I really like what Pep's done. I don't think he's sorted out anything with their defence though, but they definitely look better. But I don't trust him to keep that going. He loves to tinker and then just ruin things. Guys, any last minute questions? Get them in the chat. If you do like and appreciate my stuff, please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video. That would be super appreciated if you can do that. It really helps me out. It's such a small thing probably for you guys, but it definitely makes a big difference to me, so would really appreciate it if you can. I know most of you watching are my loyal subscribers. Maybe not loyal, probably watch other YouTubers as well, but obviously I'm the best, right? Oh man, 5:20, come on, 10 minutes to go. Frank, hey mate, worth activating AM chip on Emery this game week? Nope. Save it for 36, mate. Save it for 36. Or maybe even 31 to 33. You might get another. You might get another double. You might get there might be 2 double game weeks over that 3-week period. So save it for then, my friend. Definitely not this week. Ah, Ledge, how are you, mate? Who to bring in? I have GAKPO. GAKPO could play, man. You don't have to move him out. You don't have to move him out. He has a knock and he's doubt. Yeah, I know your team idea, mate. I'm already on it. What's my reason for playing Wood over Wissa? Trauma from last week when Wood scored a hat-trick and I benched him first on the bench for Wissa. Finn's 150, mate. You are the GOAT. You are the GOAT. Neil's just swapped in Wissa for Nwaneri for new first bench. Nice. Any transfers made this week for Finners? No, probably not, right? Alright. Forest, yeah, Sells in goal. Einar. Kanate. Mikalenko. I'll probably play both of them. Gordon, Salah, Foden, Palmer. Ahmad, Wood is at GAKPO. Ooh, mate. It's even the tough benching really because you got Ahmad as well there. I'd probably end up playing the same team. Probably end up playing that same team. Gordon's fit for Newcastle. Most likely will play. I think could cause City problems on the counter. If you've seen them, they're defensively the issues they've had on the counter. It's really tough benching calls, mate. Again, like honestly, if I looked at your team, like what would your transfer be if you're looking to make a transfer finish? Because like if you went like Ahmad to Cliver or something like that, or to Dango, like I brought in Dango this week. Like I think that's a good move, like a good attacking move. Like I think that Southampton fixture for Bournemouth is a nice one to try and target. So I think you're not in a position where you have to be too concerned about. You've only got Kanate, Gakpo, Salah, Gordon, Isak that blank in 29. So 3 of them you can bench. You've only got to move 2 of them over the next few game weeks. So you can make attacking transfers still if you want to. When I am manager later on, not clash with doubles. Yeah, 36 to 38 will be a good one. There'll be a double in 36 probably. So you'll get 1 double. Manager chip, don't use it this week. Not wait to the end of season finish. Not worth it this week. 26 and 27 is not that nice for them either. Whereas you can use it in 36, it'll be a double game week on someone. And in 37, 38, you can try and get some table bonus points. You can really attack it. When like maybe Liverpool, Arsenal have nothing to play for anymore. They're just first and second done. And then you can use it on like Brighton and Palace in 37 and 38 against Liverpool. So I think don't use AM chip this week. TC and Salah was golden last week, mate. Golden. My mates all have to down milk stouts this week since I won. I give kudos to you, legend, mate. Get them on my channel. Get them on my channel. Get them on my channel. Let me know if they say they're Finners' mate on my channel. They ultimately get bumped to the top of the list. To be honest, last week I gave some really good advice on chip strategy and what to do for everybody. I think like most people that were on my channel did well. The only bad piece of advice, which I didn't give this advice, I just did it myself and I benched Wood for like 17 points. I'm so triggered by that, honestly, so triggered. Anyway, I'll stop talking about it now because people will think I'm an idiot, but honestly, I stand by the decision, sort of. But I'm not doing it again. So what do you think, Finners? Are you interested in trying to like attacking transfer, or are you thinking roll? You did, not to be a little sucker, but you genuinely taking me from 1 mil to 300k. Nah, mate, you're also doing great, legend. You keep going. You're up for the top 100k finish here. Like that's what we're going for. If I can get my subscribers into the top 100k, we've done well. You brought in Cliver for Ahmad, and you benching Wood. I apologise in advance if you bench Wood and he scores a hat-trick. But it looks like the game to be the one. Who you benching? Bench Gordon, okay. Fair enough. Alright mate, that looks good then. I think Gakpo, Isak, Wood, Palmer, Foden, Salah, Cliver, Kanai, Mikalenko, Good luck this week, mate. 3 minutes to go. Hi mate, sell Isak Watkins. Don't do it, El. Don't do it. Not worth it. Watkins minutes managed. Blanking in 29. Chelsea next week. Matera, always so Matera this week. Ambient. 3 minutes, guys. Lock him in. Fire off your last minute questions. Bench 1, Isak, Wood, Wisser and Bumo. Wisser, due to trauma. But otherwise Wood. Sorry I wasn't in the stream earlier. I took the lady out for supper. Good luck this week. No, all good, mate. Understand it's Valentine's Day. Hope you had a good one. Bryce was in here earlier on stream with his missus. who wasn't very impressed. So I was selling him to her. Pretty funny. Yeah, it's quite. I told her to take it easy on him. I said there's very important decisions need to be made, and he'll treat you and make up for it later. I also rated the fact that he was on stream with his missus. You're waiting for my missus next? Yeah, she's sleeping, mate. She's sleeping. She hides from stream. She is a fan of yours though, actually, Phyllis. She is a fan of yours. Just so you know. Have a good evening, mate. Yeah, I appreciate you joining as usual. Much love. Good luck this week. Guys, 1 minute's deadline. Last minute questions. Lock in your team. Make sure you've selected the correct captain. You're making me concerned now. I'm now going to check my team because I've basically not been paying attention to it this week. I've been thinking about you guys. Here we are. 1 minute to go. Whistler on the bench for Wood. Am I crazy? No, I'm not, but I am. Come on, guys, last minute. Lock it in. Lock in your captaincy, Mo Salah. Good luck, Nick. Not too much luck, but a little bit of luck. Just a little bit. Just a little bit for you. You're not playing me in either of these head-to-heads, are you? Come on, guys, last 30 seconds. Make sure you lock in. Make sure you lock in. Ah, you just snuck ahead of me again, mate. No, you're not playing me. That's good. Who's the money league? Who are we playing? That's it. Deadline. 5:30. It's locked. You're done. Good luck, everybody, this week. I hope it goes well for all of you guys. I hope I beat Thomas Fitzgerald. What the hell is his team? Who is he? Oh, she's directly beneath me. Big game week then. Are we updating? Is it updating? He's not gonna give me his team, is it? No, we're done. We're done. We're locked. We're locked. We are locked. I'm assuming game is updating because game is just dead. Game is just dead. Where's Levu this week? I haven't seen him all week. I thought he was going to come in with some late drama. Late drama. I was waiting for him all the way to the deadline. He didn't make it. Must be sleeping. Alright, it is locked, guys. That is it. I think even game week is going to be. I don't know, I can still see this guy's team. This is who I'm playing against this week. Double Liverpool defence. Yeah, I should win that. I should win that. He probably transferred Sarr for like Clive or something. I should win that. I've got a much better team. Nice. Too early for him? Yeah. Who's Tom anyway? Make sure to beat him. I can pass next week if I win. Yeah, I did see that as well, mate. I know you're supporting me this week. Yeah, we got to get in the top 4, mate. Monetize that mini league. That's like $200, isn't it? If we get in top 4. Should be good. Should be good. I've got fiver for I won one of the managers of the week or managers of the month. I've already got $5 in the kitty. Be good if we could get 1 and 2. Knock those guys off top spot. There's no collusion. There's no collusion here. But I will throw a week if it means that Nick needs to win. I'm joking, I won't do that. Probably people watch from that league, eh? $10 if you win max point in 1 week. Oh, so I won $10 already. Nice. Yeah, I won one of the weeks. It's crazy. I think it's like game week 19 or something. Oh. It's crazy. I kept like coming second in all those weeks. Oh, there's only so many good game weeks in the middle.
I think I went from like game week 9 to game week like 22 with like 14 green arrows in a row. Wild. Alright, it's 5:30 and I've got a wedding tomorrow, so I need to go to sleep and wake up at like 11. I'm not even gonna see the games until I don't know when. I literally don't know when. What time actually is it's just Brighton Chelsea, isn't it? Yeah, I'm probably not even gonna watch that game tomorrow. I'm not gonna know the result of that game. And then yeah, tomorrow night I should be back home Sunday, and then I'll try and put out some videos for you guys in the week. Saturday. Oh, it's another dirty deadline next week. Let me know in the comments below if you'd rather me do an early deadline stream or just do this deadline stream. If you watched this far, give us a shout. I might put a community post up to see what people would prefer. Because yeah, I mean personally, if you prefer just me doing an early one at like 7 PM Aussie time, maybe like 8 AM English time, something that suits both of the time zones, I'd rather do that. Then I can sleep properly. Alright guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Good luck to everyone this game week. Please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, watch them all the way through if you can. Appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. This has been your English Aussie. Have a great game week and I'll catch up with you soon. See you guys. Thanks Nick. Nish. Hi mate, it's going well. I was just signing off. If you got any last questions, mate, chuck them in a comment on YouTube. I'll reply to you. I need to get to sleep, mate. I'm dead. It's 5:30 in the morning. But good to see you, mate. Thanks for tuning in, even if a little bit late. Catch you guys. Have a great week. Good luck this week, everybody. Much love.